Welcome to Curtis Granderson Stadium here in Chicago, Illinois. It's the first full day of the 2022 MLB RBI Central Regional Tournament here in Chicago, Illinois, and the entire tournament all weekend long is hosted by Chicago Cubs Charities. Today, we open up the other group play. It's the Cleveland Guardians RBI against the Minnesota Twins RBI. With that, we welcome you upstairs to the broadcast booth, everybody. Kevin Malater here with Austin Krugman. Austin, last night we saw White Sox ace in this 18U baseball division put on a thumping on, I guess, the host team, the Chicago Cubs RBI. Now what do you expect here from two teams who appear to be different in their styles of how they play the game?
I think just going off last night's game, you can't base any team on how everyone plays. Every team's going to have their own different play style. I see both teams can come out here for a dogfight. Like I had said a couple times last night, there's only about 3 to 4 games that every team plays here, so you have to be on your A game as soon as possible in every game. I expect both teams to try to rally fast and create that spark energy that they need on the offensive and defensive side of the ball.
Cleveland is the visiting team there in the red tops. Minnesota in the blue. Baxter Hino is ready. He's completed his warm-up tosses. And we are all set to go. Dom Perrine leads things off. The left fielder bats from the left side. Hino comes sets and now will come out of a weird kickback windup and fires a strike to get this game going at 10:02 a.m. and day 2 is underway.
Glad we got a good weather here, good day for baseball, and we still got a couple days left of this tournament, so I'm ready to see what happens here.
That ball misses out, so the count is now 1-1. Perrine, Figueroa, and Burke, the top 3 for the Guardians RBI. 1-1. That one misses, and it's 2-1 now.
I know we've only seen a couple pitches here from Hino, but his little leg kick actually reminds me of a former Twin, Jose Barrios.
Yeah.
The way he holds his leg up, it kind of mimics him in a way.
2-1. 2-2 now. That one gets the corner for a strike. Yeah, Barrios now with Toronto, and very notable Minnesota Twin, and consistently was one of the best pitchers in baseball, especially with that leg kick. 2-2. Hino does not get the call, and it's 3-2.
Let's see how he's able to adjust here. See if Perrine can do anything to protect and anything close.
Full count offering. That one's popped up and just to our left. We thought last night we could have gotten a couple. Today we got 4 games, Austin, to get one here.
Almost got one about 10 pitches in, not even 7 pitches or so. But who knows? We got a lot of day of baseball left, so there's a shot we get a souvenir up here, man.
I'm keeping it, by the way. 3-2. This one sent in the air on a line to short left center. Coming in and missing the ball is Carter in center. It drops in for a base knock. Perrine now, after a misplay, will head for second and will dive in safely.
Good heads-up running there by Perrine to realize that the throw from Carter in center was not on the line. And good on him for being able to get up, get that single first off, and being able to advance and keep the game going the right way.
And how key is that to get that type of start in first day of a tournament? It's a early start, 10 a.m. local time start here in Chicago. How big is that for, a team just for momentum to kickstart your game and kickstart your weekend?
So we had seen the ace do that yesterday with a hit by pitch on the first at bat, and then immediately a stolen base. So they had started the game the exact same way that Guardians RBI here are today, with a runner on second, and they were able to jumpstart their offense quick. So look for the Guardians to do the same here.
This one sent on the ground to the right side. Shirley to his left. Someone's got to cover. Hino was not able to cover it. The ball drops in safely, and Perrine scores. 1-0 Cleveland just like that. How do you do?
It's the exact start you want here if you're Guardians RBI. You just want to get somebody in fast and keep your lineup going. Pass the bat is a great metaphor that you hear in situations like this. You got to look for every team to pass the bat and keep their offense going.
It'll be ruled an RBI single, so it's 1-0 Cleveland. And the first baseman, Jack Burke, now steps up. So That's pretty similar to what White Sox ace was able to do last night against the Cubs RBI squad in terms of getting a base runner. Burke squares, runner goes, pitches a strike, throw down is not in time.
Seems that a lot of teams so far have only seen about 3 play offensive side-wise, but I think there's just last night we combined 11 stolen bases between Cubs RBI and White Sox ace. So expect every team here to be potentially dangerous on the base pass.
That one skips away from the catcher Kimlinger and up to third base goes Figueroa. On the wild pitch. So just like that, another man just 90 feet away from scoring here for Cleveland, and we're in the top of the first. 1-1 from Heino. Breaking ball, the misses up and in, 2-1 now.
I know it may be for a couple of these teams here, it's only about an hour time difference or so. Do you think maybe the early start and even that 1 to 2 hour time difference could be an effect here?
I think it definitely can. 1-2-1. 3-1 now.
I mean, especially with the remainder of the tournament today, early start today for baseball at 10, even earlier start tomorrow at around 8:30. So we'll see how the teams playing then are affected by that as well.
That one skips in, not far enough away from Kimlinger to allow the runner to advance. So now there's runner in the corners here, still nobody out. And Tome now steps up.
Next up, the cleanup hitter, catcher, number 34, Dan Tome.
Tome with runners on the corners. Figueroa on third, Burke on first. Trying to expand the Cleveland lead. The runner goes on the first pitch. It's up and away. It's an easy stolen bag there for Burke.
Every team likes to be speedy on these base paths so far. I mean, they realize there as well that they could take second and not risk a throw into center field and get that run in.
Outside corner for a strike, and the count evens out. And that seems to be the high school game now, is get on base, steal a couple of bags, put a ball in play, get a run. That seems to be that strategy now. And it's become more difficult for catchers who now have to constantly make throws. As this ball is hit back to Shirley, there's a bobble there. The throw is offline, and it's another run for Cleveland. It's 2-0 Guardians RBI on the E4.
Good stop over there by Shirley. Just wasn't able to get it. Kind of dropped it on the transfer. Allow Guardians RBI to get another run. If I were them, don't worry about runners on the corners. Just focus on getting that first out. Because once you get it, all the jitters are gone and you can keep playing the ball.
E4, so no RBI, and Tome will just trot on down to second base. And we talked about that early start, though. This Guardian bench is alive right now, and we are in the top of the first inning, 8 minutes into this contest.
I mean, culture is everything in all sports, not just baseball, not even just in the United States, it's all over the world. So when you have a team like this that's already this energetic and this loud in the first, you can tell that they have the exact chemistry and energy that you need to come and win a game like this.
2-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. That's the first time we've really seen Heino overpower a batter. A lot of soft contact, though, he has induced, which it's got to be frustrating as a pitcher because he's gotten 2 ground balls that should be outs normally, and neither of them have been recorded for outs.
I mean, even the first batter, he hit that little lofter to center field and just lost it in the sky. It was happening the same last night when the clouds and the sun were kind of getting the size of the ball, but you can only see what happens as the game goes on.
3-1 now from Heino. Foul to the left side. So Guardians looking to try to expand on this lead. They already have 2 in this inning. Still nobody out, and runners on second and third. Now it's already the number 5 hitter here this inning. Heino will come out of the windup here. 3-2. Hit hard but foul.
Just in front of that off-speed pitch, kind of ripped it a bit inside, but even umpires similar to last night, they love the corners and they're going exactly by the book on this one. Might see them try to paint again and get those calls that are not too loved by batters.
Heino again. Walked him. So the bases are loaded now here for the Guardians, and here's Martinez with still nobody out, and they could try and potentially already put this game away here in the first inning.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see, especially if you're Minnesota Twins RBI, but you could see that Guardians are taking quite a bit of a lead here.
Martinez into left. That falls for a base knock. 1 run in, the hold. Tome at third base. It's an RBI single for Martinez, and it's 3-0 Cleveland Guardians.
Second baseman, Andres Martinez.
Twins RBI here. Just don't worry about Guardians. Don't worry about what they're doing. You just need to play your brand of baseball and do everything you can to get the next guy out.
So it's 3-0 Cleveland. And the DH, Matt Snyder. That one hit him, and it's 4-0. First pitch breaking ball that bent up and in and grazed the shoulder of the DH. And what a dream start for Cleveland.
Took that one right off the chin, bat flipped it. A run's a run, doesn't matter how you get it. He's on base anyway, helping his team out the best he can. Looks like Twins RBI may want to come together and group up. That's
manager Steve Winfield calling everyone in. He's the brother of famous former MLB player Dave Winfield.
Baseball legend.
Exactly, he is a legend. And so, still nobody out. 4 across. Already at the number 8 spot in Lewis, who will come up after this meeting concludes on the mound.
Definitely the start the Guardians were looking for. I mean, even pregame, just talking to a couple of the guys, they were pumped. You could see they walked in and right away started getting to work, started stretching, started doing drills and everything. So even talking to the coaches, they're happy to be here. They're excited. The opportunities like this don't come too often, so when you get them, you want to show out the best you can.
Exactly right. So the bases are loaded. It's Rocco on third, Martinez on second, and Snyder on first after the RBI hit by pitch. RBI is an RBI, like Austin was saying. So it's Zion Lewis. He's playing center field today.
Cleveland, center fielder, number 7, Zion Lewis.
Kick in the first pitch. He squares the bunt. It's a suicide squeeze, but it's foul.
Not a bad idea to get the runner in there, but you got to take into consideration because there's a force at any plate. If it's a bad bunt, the catcher might be able to get it, step on the plate, throw it to first for a double play. So if you want to get that, you want to at least get it down the first or third base line.
And that's a really interesting strategy to go with the squeeze play with no one out. What do you think goes into that decision there?
I mean, because there are no outs in a situation like this, you'll take the out in exchange for a run.
Oh, look out. This is a wild pitch. And it's 5-0 Guardians RBI. Talk about strong starts. That's what the team from Cleveland has gotten out to. The first 5 runners who have come to the plate in the top of the first have scored. And there's still nobody out. That's fouled to the left side, and it's 1-2.
High nose seems to be a bit jittered out there after allowing a crooked number here in the first with no one away. So hopefully Coach Winfield has gone out and tried to calm his nerves a little bit there.
1-2. Popped up, and that's out of play. With a light thud on the roof of the press box.
Kevin, I know you were a pitcher in high school. Do you have any situations like this? What do you tell the pitcher to kind of get his nerves calm down a bit?
Throw it right down the middle. Make your defense make a play. That's what they're there for.
It's a good strategy.
1-2. Popped foul again. Lewis doing a nice job to fight and stay alive.
Might have been a souvenir for us if there was no net, but
yeah,
got to be gracious for that. Don't want to get too damaged here.
Yeah. We know you need to stay protected over there.
I mean, you gotta protect the moneymaker. I mean, why not? Both of us.
Oh, for sure. 1-2 again. In the air to left. This is in foul territory for Dylan David Hazard, but it's out of his reach. First,
David Hazard was on a bit of a run there.
yeah, that looked like a track star there for a second.
Not a bad idea to let it drop, though. If he catches that, the runner on third may tag up because of the distance from the plate.
Martinez was tagging, so you were right.
Even if he was able to catch that, good on him for not actually going through with it.
1-2. Weak chopper, back to Hino. He looks to the runner back and throws to first. That's the first out of the inning. Now they got Snyder caught up. They'll tag him out as the run comes in, so it's an unconventional 1-3-5-4 double play. Run scores.
You'll take 2 outs on that run score because you had none there, but the 1-3-5-4, like you said, a bit unconventional. Don't see that too often, but also good on the runner Snyder to be able to get that run home, realizing that if he sacrifices himself for that out, he'll get another run for his offense.
So it's 6-0 Cleveland RBI. Showing bunt was Fat Flick, but he pulls it back. He's the number 9 hole hitter in this Guardians lineup, so they're in threat to bat around here in the top of the first.
That's quite the start you need if you're Guardians RBI.
Squares again and whistles at it. 1-1.
Coach Winfield over there in the dugout, ask for the team to communicate, get everything they can to do, get the chemistry that they know and love. Even in a game like this on such a high stage, you got to play the brand of baseball you've always played.
1-1 pitch. That one misses, so it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Fat Flick playing shortstop today. Perrine is the top of the order, and he's on deck. He already doubled and scored in this inning.
Wouldn't be a bad thing to bat around in the first game of the tournament here.
That one misses away, and it's 3-1.
Kevin, you've played on this field before with some of your teams. Does the backdrop, the name Curtis Granderson Stadium, does that kind of hold some stress or some weight on your shoulders in that?
Yeah, it's really cool until you're in the batter's box, as that one is taken for strike 2. Home umpire saying, my bad. He thought that was strike 3.
Good punch-out call, just a bit premature there.
Strong form. Strong form there.
Speaking of form, just like the umpire yesterday, he was getting into it.
Nice little kickback there that our home plate umpire had last night. 3-2. Nice job by Fat Flick to foul it off. You don't really understand the pressure of playing on this field until you're in that batter's box and you step out and then you see it. But when you're playing on the field, it just feels like a normal park.
I mean, even standing there just kind of taking it all in, it's pretty daunting out there.
It is. 3-2 again. Inside, that's ball 4. So now Guardians RBI has batted around here in the top of the first inning. Mind you, 7-inning game as always. High school rules apply for the entire tournament. 4 games today on the Windy City Sports Network. This is a little flare on a short left going out as Hazard. He is unable to make the play. Rounding from first and heading for home is Fat Flick. He threw on the brakes at the last possible second. So Perrine, has now had 2 hits. Both of them are little flares into the smallest part of the outfield.
I mean, luckily the sun has gone up as the morning has gotten later. But you get here and the sun is it's quite an effect. You can't see much out here. You got to wear sunglasses.
Perrine goes on the first pitch. It's out and away for a ball. Figueroa, the pitcher, had an RBI single in the first. He scored. As we said, the first 7 Guardians batters reach base to start the game. 2-0 now.
I even think going out here, Guardians RBI, you got to see as Figueroa is the pitcher. Do you think he may not be ready to pitch because it's been so long to have for them?
This is to the right side. Shirley gloves. And the inning finally comes to a close. Great start for Guardians RBI. They put up a 6 spot in the top of the first. We'll step aside for a moment. This is the 2022 MLB RBI Central Regional Tournament on the Windy City Sports Network. Bottom of the first, Cleveland Guardians RBI lead it 6-0 as Kelly will lead things off for Minnesota Twins RBI. And let's face it, if you're Juan Figueroa right now stepping back up to the mound as he gets a strike there, what are you thinking? Because you have a 6-run cushion before you even throw a pitch.
Pitch the game you know, look for strikes, try to paint, do the best you can.
Foul ball
You
on
need
its
to
1-2.
realize in games like these that a lead like this could be gone in an instant. They had a great first, but Twins RBI could also come out here and put up a crooked number. So games like this are never out, especially this early out.
1-2. Blooped in a short center, going out as Fat Flickett drops in for a base knock, and so the leadoff man's aboard here for Twins RBI.
Both leadoff men, Kareem for the Guardians and Kelly for Twins RBI, both had some bloops to center field. Their first hit of the game, both get their teams up. You know,
Next up, second baseman number
maybe we
26,
see
Wyatt.
something similar, something different, depending on the scoring column here. You never know. Let's see what happens.
That was Liam Kelly. Wyatt Shirley steps up and pops one foul.
Got a grunt there for Figueroa, was throwing that one with some authority.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, it's a hard. Baseball's a harder sport than it always looks. So you put in all the emotion, you get out what you put in.
0-1 is chopped right back to Figueroa. He will take the sure out at first. Up to second base goes Kelly on the play.
Smart on Figueroa for not trying to go for the double play there. Could have led to both runners being safe. So you'll allow that lead runner to go in exchange for an out. Smart play by him.
So you don't even think you try and risk it there? You just think you just pocket the throw there?
With the lead they have, he could have gone for it because there is somewhat of a cushion. But like I said, games like this, they could change in an instant. You never want to give up a lead like that. So you go for the for sure out and just keep playing the game you know.
All right, so it's Caleb Carter now up, and time is called. No, it's not. They're calling it a balk. They're saying Figueroa flinched, and so now Kelly goes to third.
Free base there by Kelly. If I were Figueroa, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Like I said, he's still got the cushion. There may be a man in scoring position, but just focus on the guy who's here. It's a one-batter war every time you're on the mound.
Exactly. That's what Corey Douglas was asking for. He was asking, saying, hey, how did he balk in? And now Corey is going to go out and chat with our home plate umpire.
I get pleading the case here. All coaches do. It sometimes riles up the guys, especially in a game like this. But I mean, you see Figueroa's there. He's not too focused on it, but Fairlick, he's going out and just kind of telling him, hey, just relax, play the game you know, don't worry about it too much. You already got one away. You just need two.
So now Douglas will give up his case there as Figueroa comes back to the mound. He'll work out the windup here and misses down low for a ball. Like I said, this is Caleb Carter, the new batter for Minnesota. 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike one. One. Popped up on the infield. Tome gives way to Figueroa, who calls for it, and he calls off the dogs and makes the play for out number 2.
Yeah, I mean, no one for a half second was really too sure where the ball was going. Figueroa only had to take a step or two off the rubber to go and get that one, but you got to worry about team chemistry and everything like that, which is why exactly you hear the Guardians RBI coach is being so loud and loud.
It's Thomas Bradford, the new batter. Figueroa out of the windup. Fastball in for a strike with some sound effects.
That had some heat behind it. That was a pretty good pitch there.
0-1. That one misses out. He's chucking it.
He's chucking it, but he's also realizing that outside corner is being called as it is, so he's going to try to paint it as much as possible.
Paints again, and it's 1-2.
If I were Figueroa, I might try to get a changeup in the dirt.
1-2. Outside corner, just missed. Cleveland Guardians RBI thought the inning came to a close there.
The energy that Guardians RBI has come with so far is,
I love it.
I love it. You have to come with this type of intensity.
2-2 was fouled off.
It's exactly what you need. Teams talking, managers allowed, throwing hard. I mean, what's the saying? Throw gas, hit bombs.
Yeah. 2-2 again. Got him! Figueroa fired up as he walks off the mound. It's a scoreless frame, and they strand the runner at third. We're through an inning. Guardians RBI lead it 6-0. Top of the second, and Minnesota Twins RBI goes to the bullpen. It's Peter Dalma, the new pitcher. He comes in for Baxter Hino, who was the tough side of an inning in which gave up a lot of contact, struggled to find the zone, but also his defense wasn't able to make some plays for him as well.
Yeah, I mean, you may just put it on a bad performance. I wouldn't say that it was awful, right? There's always awful. He still found a way to get outs, right? So you got to see that as a success.
Burke rockets the first one back up the middle and through for a base knock. He's 1 for 1. He walked and scored back in the first. He now gets his first hit of the day. And very similar story to the first inning. Guardians RBI has the leadoff base runner.
Yeah, some loud contact at that one. Just based on how this tournament's going so far, I would not be surprised if you see him on the move after that.
So, up steps Tome, the catcher, reached on an error his last time. That was the only unearned run that Hino allowed. First pitch in for a strike.
Quick out of the stretch there from Dalma. Might be trying to confuse the batter a little bit. Maybe keep the runner honest at first, make sure he doesn't go. Not a bad idea, especially with the run game so far.
Slight leadoff first for Burke. He now goes, and that one misses inside. The throw down to second is a little offline. It's a stolen bag there for Burke.
Fifth stolen bag for Guardians so far, and this one only in the second. So already half of what the Aces did in 7 innings.
Not bad.
That's extremely impressive. I would be surprised if every other team had the same idea.
Tome cuts and misses. And it's 1-2.
Good hack there, but hear the Guardians coach is saying, hey, don't worry about that pitch. Just get back, focus on the next one. What's in the past is in the past.
1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Up and in.
Something I'm noticing for Tome here is his batting stance is somewhat like the namesake of the stadium here.
Yeah, I see that. I see a little Harper as well.
I see that as well with the leg stance.
How open it is. It's
Yeah.
full count now.
It's more the bat leaning on that back left shoulder and just kind of the relaxed. It allows you to move your hands quicker across your chest and be able to adjust when need be.
Count goes full here. Dalma to the plate. He fires a ground ball. It gets through for a base knock. Rounding third is Burke. The relay throw to the plate will be cut off. And it's 7-0 Cleveland RBI.
Good piece of hitting there by Tome, but that one was a rocket right at Shirley at second there. That is a bit difficult to get, I must say myself. And even with a chest guard and leather in your hand, it still can leave a mark and sting a bit, but you got to get in front of those as best you can.
Rockow now up. Walked and scored his last trip. He squares the moment the runner goes. The pitch is popped up. It drops foul.
Good little hit and run, maybe sacrifice bunt there to get the runner to move, but they may not even have to potentially do that. They already have one in this inning, and they've been running a decent amount. So I just swing away here, especially with 2 away. Runner's going to be moving on contact. I just see how the at-bat goes and figure it out based on that.
Courtesy runner has been inserted at first base since Tome is the catcher. He goes again, pulls the bunt back, strike called, throw down is not in time. Diving in safely there is Daniel Roman, courtesy runner for Tome.
Pinch running in the game, number 27 for RBI Cleveland, Daniel Roman.
Got a pair of wheels on him. He's taking quite a lead there.
Reminds you a little bit of a fictional character that wore jersey in Cleveland.
That is true.
What's that saying go? Plays like Willie, runs like Hayes.
I think you hit the nail right on the head with that one.
2-1, and that one hits him.
Another bat flipped hit by pitch there. Is that a little swagger thing there? Maybe just kind of getting their heads a bit, or maybe just, take it off the chin and just kind of move on.
Yeah, you might be looking a little bit too much into that.
Hey, man, all I know is when I've gotten hit, I do my best to throw the bat and look cool.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Just the whole book bag and the SD card. Yeah, that book.
Martinez, the new batter, RBI singled his last trip. Dalma comes set and comes home. Both runners steal the throw down. A third is not in time. Sliding in safely is Roman on the double steal, and it's worked to perfection.
That's now 4 stolen bases on the inning.
4 in the inning. That's 7 on the game.
Hey, runners in scoring position just like that.
2 of them now.
All you need is a little bloop over the second baseman.
Martinez leaves. 1-1 count now.
Martinez, what I've noticed so far in the 2 at-bats we've seen, he stands more back in the box, but he's very open. So when a ball is out, he's able to slap over it on the right side and see if he can get something, but also inside, he's got the room to move.
That one there for a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
Do you think that more of an open, laid-back stance in the box is better than crowding for reach-wise, or do you think that may not have an effect?
It's a great question that I don't have an answer to.
You were a PO.
That's exactly right.
You got a couple at-bats, though, didn't you?
A few my senior year, but nothing to brag about, really.
Any hits?
1.
That's all you need.
RBI single up the middle.
In the score column.
Exactly.
What?
That-
Not in 1,000 batting average, but what?
No.
High 2s maybe? Like Hall of Fame numbers?
Sure. maybe like 1 for 10 my senior year.
Hit's a hit, man.
1 and 2 is grounded foul. No, that was I knew I was a PO moment when the entire dugout was going crazy after I had an RBI single in a game we were already winning by 9 runs. That's when I was like, okay, I'm clearly a PO.
There's nothing wrong with that. you realize what your forte was, and you stuck with it. And then even you got to your secondaries and still did well at them. I mean, 1 for 10 is better than some could say ever. So.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. You're the only one who can make me feel good about that as my batting average. Called strike 3 there on Martinez, and that's the first out of the inning. So now here's the guy who started the whole bat flip trend when you get by a pitch. It's Snyder, the DH, which he also was given an RBI there for that as well. 2 on, 1 out. Infield slightly in. First pitch. In there for a strike on the breaking piece.
I would not be surprised if he pulled something to that left field wall out there. We saw a couple yesterday in the Ace Cubs RBI game, but something tells me this guy's got a bit of power on him.
0-1. Sends that to the right field side. In foul territory goes Bradford, but it's out of play. Lands on the berm. There's 2 berms here at Curtis Granderson Stadium, both on what's going to be called the terrace areas here. Down the lines. And a clear chain link fence so people could sit on the grass and still be able to see the game, which is really cool that they do that here. 0-2. Snyder swings and misses, so back-to-back strikeouts here for Dalma, and there's 2 away.
That's exactly what you need if you're Twins RBI right now. You switch to Dalma after Heino didn't have the greatest first inning, but 2 back-to-back Ks after allowing that 1 run and some stolen bases and runners is exactly what you need to get that confidence back.
Zion Lewis had the RBI ground on his last trip. He pops one straight back and out of play.
What's more daunting in a situation like this? A pitcher with 2 away and runners on, or the hitter knowing that he has to score them?
Probably the hitter. The pitcher just knows he's got to throw a couple of good strikes there.
Hitter's got to protect, especially with what the umpire's calling. Got to make sure that defense, if he hits it hard enough and it's to someone, that they can bobble it. So
Oh, yeah.
I agree with you on that.
That one just misses, and it's 1-1.
Good off-speed pitch there. Clearly missed by a few inches, but looked like a great pitch. He was looking right for it.
Dalma sets 1-1. That one inside. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Lewis, Faflick in the top of the order. But key things though, they're 2 away this time.
Yeah, Lewis last time he grinded that unconventional 1-3-5-4 double play. So does that stay in his mind a little bit? Or do you think he's up there, fresh, kind of just looking to wipe that off the score column?
Well, he got an RBI, so I'm going to guess that I don't think he cares too much because he
Helps
almost
the
beat
team
that
out.
ball out. And he helped his team out in that scenario. 3-1, by the way, is fouled off. They called it a foul ball originally. Now they're changing, and now it's not a foul ball. It's now just a swing and a miss and a wild pitch, and it's 8-0.
That's quite a way to get one in. It looks like it did.
I heard a sound, though. I don't know about you.
It seems like it had bounced off of the glove of Kimlinger behind the plate there, so never too sure. It's like catcher's interference calls. You're never sure if it's if you don't see the glove move, you're not sure if it's a foul tip or if it hits off the batter's hands or elbow guard, which is normally why, and I appreciate the MLB for doing this, adding the replay.
But you still can't review balls and strikes, though.
They need to add that as well.
At least foul balls. In the air, right center. Carter coming in, and the inning will come to a close. Guardians RBI pick up 2 more. They strand 1 for an inning and a half. It's 8-0 Cleveland.
RBI Cleveland, 2.
Bottom of the second, first pitch from Figueroa is the ball, the 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike one. So after the leadoff single and the ground out that advanced the runner to second by Kelly and the balk, Figueroa was able to get a pop out and a strikeout to end the frame and not allow a run. That one misses out.
Luckily able to get out of it with minimal damage. I mean, 2 is better than 6, clearly, but you always do what you can to not allow runs. But
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Dylan David Hazard, and that's out number 1.
Figueroa's got him confused right now. You can tell he's in a groove at the moment.
Now batting number 21, Mark Whaley.
Mark Whaley now the new batter. And off the bench and sends that one to center. Coming in is Lewis, and he makes the grab on the run for out number 2. Sharp hit ball, but right at the center fielder.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there by Whaley, just like you said, right to him. You've seen a couple of those so far where the ball is getting absolutely crushed off the bat and you can hear it and see it, but sadly right to a man who's standing there.
Next up for the Twins, catcher number 30, Matt Kimlinger.
Kimlinger now up with 2 away. First at bat of the game. He's already been pretty busy and had some long innings behind the dish, and he takes a strike.
Figueroa's cruising. Doesn't even look like he's really trying out there.
0-1. Nothing in 2 now.
Seems like a natural. I mean, you never know with stuff like this or the MLB pipeline where you're going to find the next superstar here.
Misses away. The sound effects get louder, and the pitches just keep getting harder.
You get more and more loose as the game goes on and more emotion flows through you. I love it.
Nothing in 2. Line foul.
Got to play the game with intensity. You got to give it everything you got. 145%, even if it's not possible. You give everything you have, leave it out there on the field, especially for pitchers when they have multiple days in between rests.
Tipped into the Minotome, and that'll end the inning. Figueroa picks up 2 Ks to go along with a flyout, and he's worked quickly and effectively through 2. 8-0, Cleveland RBI leads it. Back in a moment here on the Windy City Sports Network.
Shortstop number 33, Jack Fadlick.
Faflick leads things off 9 and top for Guardians RBI here in the top of the 3rd. They lead at 8-0. He pulls back his bunt, but either way, it's a strike. Faflick walked, but was stranded on 3rd. all the way back in the top of the first. Swings and misses and an off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2. Kevin.
Dalma seems to have gotten a bit more comfortable there on the mound. It seems that he's just throwing what he's got, doing the best he can, and it's showing he's fooling guys when they expect heaters, and it's a changeup down.
0-2. Another breaking piece misses down. Top of the third, Kevin Later, Austin Kroom with you. Getting the games going here on day 2 of the tournament. 15U baseball also opens up today. As this one's weakly hit and foul to the left side. Softball, first game in that tournament, gets started in about 10 minutes over on the Windy City Sports Network original YouTube live stream page. Ryan Sikora and Tia Reed will have that for you. And all softball games today. Austin and I with you for not just this one, but all baseball games today here at Curtis Granderson Stadium. 1-2 now is the count on Fafik. Make it 2-2.
I mean, it's just a beautiful day. A view like this, the field, it's not too hot, not too cold. For it being the Windy City, it's not too breezy right now, but this is a good day for baseball.
Inside corner taken for strike 3 called. That's a good breaking ball there from Dalma, and it's a first out of the inning. That's the first time the Guardians have not had the leadoff batter reach today.
I wouldn't look too far into it. I mean, they're up by 8 at this point. Only a few more innings to go.
It was more just adding like a little nugget in there rather than just trying to make anything of it.
And that's fine. You pick up on stuff like that just depending on how well the team's doing. So good on you for that one.
Thank you. It's a bunt and it's foul to the left side.
A lot of these bunt attempts so far I don't think any of them have stayed in fair play.
No, hasn't been one.
All the attempts that they're either hit really high up or they're just foul or off the knee or off the plate down there.
No, you're definitely right. They're not close. They're all been fouled, but that's not close at all. That's one in center field and down for a base knock. That was a rocket off the bat of Perrine. And there's your base runner.
3 for 3 today with 3 singles.
Exactly right. And so that brings up the pitcher Figueroa, who's 1 for 2 on the day.
Number 12, Juan Figueroa.
That was a rocket.
You might want to look for Perrine. He may be going here on that, but that ball almost actually bounced off the second base bag, just to the left side.
Slight lead, and now they'll check on him, and he's safe.
All right, now Dalma's keeping him honest. I might keep your lead at minimum here, but if he's fast enough, he can still potentially get a good jump, depending on if it's an off-speed pitch or not.
No, you're definitely right. Kick, he squares, he pulls it back, it skips away from Kimlinger, up to second, goes Perrine, he takes a wide turn, but will hold it there, so it's a wild pitch that sees Perrine go up to second base. Figueroa pulled it back in time, so it's a 1-ball count.
Yeah, they may not be holding him on as closely at second there because a throw that misses goes to center field, and he's now on his way home.
1-0. Fouled. Figueroa had that RBI single back in the first inning. He's got another runner in scoring position here with only 1 away. He's got a wide range to put it if he goes to the opposite field. 1-1. He goes weakly to the right side, right back to Dalma. He will apply the tag out there. Up to third goes Perrine on the play.
That's productive out there for Figueroa, just getting Perrine over there to third. Even with 2 away now, just a little bloop, just another run to tally onto it.
Now batting the first baseman, number 10, Jack Burke.
Jack Burke, who's reached base safely twice now. Walking the first, single in the second. He's scored both times. And that one skips away from Kimlinger again, and in the scores Perrine. 9-0 Guardians RBI.
Now you're not too worried about those 2 outs there because the run comes in anyway, so just try to keep the inning going, keep passing the bat, see what happens.
1-0 pitch now to Burke. To left and through, so it would have brought the run in either way. And it's another hit for Burke. He's reached base safely in all 3 trips to the plate today.
Yeah, it seems to be the common theme with the leadoff batter and the heart of the lineup for this Guardians lineup here. So
Cleanup hitter number 34,
just look for them to keep the
Dan.
foot on the gas and see what happens in the remainder of this one.
Daniel Tome back up. RBI single his last trip. Runner goes. First pitch is inside. Skips away from Kimlinger once again. But holding at second will be Burke. He had the bag pretty much before that pitch even came in, so it'll be a stolen bag.
That's either...
It's a lot of stolen bases.
8 or 9 at this point now?
I've lost count. It's a lot.
It's getting up there.
I mean, they're on pace for about 18, 19, or 20 by the end of this one if we go the full 7. Upstairs.
At least a Baker's dozen.
Gotta be a Baker's dozen at this point. 2-0 now, by the way, to Tome. They've already passed the White Sox ace total from last time. That was a full 7 innings in which they got 8. They've hit 9 now at this point.
The White Sox ace they were running out the gate. They had 3 stolen bases in the first inning, and they only scored 1 run. So you got the Guardians now almost peaking up on 10 with 9 runs already only in the third. So they still have a couple more innings of play left. So you might be right when saying they might hit 18 or 19.
To left and foul. Runner on second, 2 away. Top of the 3rd inning. Guardians RBI lead at 9-0. 6 in the first, 2 in the second, and so far 1 across in the 3rd.
Good start for them, scoring every inning so far in this early tournament. You got to be energetic and you got to be ready every inning.
2-2. This is to right field, and that's down for a base knock. Burke around 3rd. He will trot in easily. It's 10-0 Cleveland Guardians RBI. Daniel Tome with his 2nd RBI single of the contest.
That's all you can ask for in this one for the Guardians. Just keep hitting, keep passing the bat. If you're gonna make solid contact like that, you gotta make the field work. If you're gonna make that solid contact and hold the runners in, or do the best you can.
Courtesy runner at first base, number 27, Daniel Roman.
Roman back in as the courtesy runner for Tome. And once again, Rockow, the batter. Pickoff attempt is just a bit late. Safe there is Roman.
Got to keep the Guardians honest any chance you get if they're this base pass heavy.
Runner goes. Could this be 9? Yes, it will. And it's into center field. Roman on his horse for 3rd. He slides in safely there. Stolen base, and then an E2 allows Roman, the courtesy runner, to go 1st to 3rd.
Yeah, stolen base number 9 now. I don't expect to see 10 this inning because a steal of home would be a bit daunting, but anything is possible if the bats keep going. We've seen it.
He's quick.
We saw it in a few games in the Independent League.
Exactly, we did in the Northern League. Tipped into the mitt of Kimlinger for strike 1. So the count's now at 1-1. Top of the 3rd, 10-0 Guardians RBI. They're cruising right now here in their opener. Pitch. Grounded to the right side and foul. Only one to play there was Travis Wood.
And this is only game 1 of 2 for Guardians RBI. They play another one in a couple more hours. So let's see if in between that stretch period, that long time, they may be still working, still stretching, do what they can to stay loose and keep the foot on the gas.
That one is through for a base knock. Make it 11. Rockow gets his first hit of the day. It's an RBI single. How about the Guardians RBI team? We are not even through 2.5 innings, and they have an 11-run cushion.
They came to play. I mean, their bats are on fire. Figueroa is absolutely dominating right now on the mound. I'm not shocked that they're putting up this good of an effort, especially with the energy and confidence that they came in with earlier. So good on them for playing this well, and look at them to continue it throughout the tournament.
Foul back. Guardians will be the road team in a matchup against the Royals RBI squad at 3 o'clock today. Twins back in action at 5:30 as the visiting team in a matchup against Reds RBI. And that'll conclude the day here at Curtis Granderson. 0-1. Swinging and missing at that one. Is this 10? Yes, it is. It's a 10th stolen bag for Guardians RBI today. It's Rocco getting in on the action, his second stolen bag of the day.
I was wrong about seeing 10 this inning, so I'll take the 0 on that one. I can accept that.
Cleveland Guardians RBI 1, Austin Kroom 0.
Dude, the fact that I'm in a battle with the Guardians, I'll take a loss every day of the week.
0-2, weekly hit. Dalma off the mound, and he fires it over to end the inning. Guardians get 3 more. They strand a runner for 2.5. They lead by 11. We'll be right back. This is the 2022 MLB RBI Central Regional Tournament on the Windy City Sports Network.
It's Minnesota Twins.
Bottom of the third. Figueroa to the mound. It's bunt. It's popped up. It was right to me if there wasn't a net.
You would have got that. Come on.
First up in the bottom of the
You
third,
don't need a glove.
I would have dove for it. I'll tell you that.
Die for it.
I would have dove for it. It would have been right here. I would have dived in front of it. I may have left the booth, but it's a short fall.
See, all I can say, if that ever happens like a home run, I'd rather have the home run ball in a broken hand than a broken hand and no home run ball.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta get some sort of win in there. That may have been a terrible eulogy, but
Kushma sends this one right into the middle. Faflick at short, and it's a quick first out. So now we got a pinch hitter here.
Next up for Minnesota Twins RBI, number 35.
It's Peter Dalma.
Peter Dalma.
He's actually now in the pitcher spot here. He takes the ball high.
yeah, Twins RBI have gone down 1, 2, 3 in every inning so far. So I took it to the third to see the last guy in the lineup.
Right back to Figueroa. He makes the play with ease, and there's 2 away.
Kelly's so far the only one on this Twins RBI lineup to have a hit so far into this one. So maybe look for him to start another rally, or even just wake the bats up for the game they have later.
First pitch.
Now
Upstairs.
batting for the Twins,
It's a pinch
number
hitter.
36,
It's not Kelly.
Farrar Collins.
It's Lucas Farrar Collins. So he comes in for the only Twin to get a hit. Takes a strike, and it's 1-1. It's a tough spot to come into if you're a pinch hitter, though, Austin.
Oh, I mean, 100%. Especially when you may have just been a bit cold on the bench, getting told, "Hey, we're gonna put you in this one. Get up, start swinging the bat, do what you can." So, and then you see a pitch inside like that for a guy who's been throwing heat. It can be quite intimidating.
Cuts and misses to make the count 2-2. Here's the pitch. Got him! Figueroa fired up again. 4 through 3. Guardians RBI lead by a score of 11-0. Back in a moment on WCSN. Top 4. Dalma back to the bump. With his team trailing by 11. He's only been responsible for 5 of those 11 runs. It's the DH Matt Snyder now up 0 for 1 with a swing and strikeout. Now the stretch, Dalma fires. That's fouled straight back. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. In the dirt. Snyder hit by a pitch in the first. Got caught up there in a 3-5-4 putout. That caused signified a unconventional double play. 2-1 now.
What I've seen from Dalma so far in this pitch sequence, he's changed his arm slot and release speed 3 times now. So 3 different pitches. The first one was his normal. Second one was a quick pitch. Third one he took a bit longer and then threw from higher up. So probably trying to confuse Snyder even with the pitch over his head like that.
That went behind him, and it's 3-1 now.
He didn't even flinch.
No, he did
He
not.
just ducked his head. He's already been hit once. He'll get another free bag.
Yeah, for sure. He'll take it. And he'll take first base there. Ball 4. So Dalma got ahead 1-0. Or 0-1 on the count for 4 consecutive balls. And second time Snyder has reached via a base on ball.
Do they go for another stolen base? I know, just looking at some of this team,
The optics.
the optics, yeah, you could say that some guys are more inclined to steal, some guys are more inclined to not steal. This guy, is my guess, would not be inclined to steal, but with a lead like this, he's taking quite a big lead.
That ball skips in. He's got the sliding mitt on too, so
He's taking quite a decent lead, and it looks like he's ready to go.
large secondary, and it's called for a strike.
See, I mean, Perrine was being more conservative, knowing that they were going to throw over because he's stolen multiple times in this game. Snyder's just taking his lead, and he knows, hey, I'm going to challenge you. Let's see what you can do.
Kick, and the pitch is taken for a strike.
Good inside off-speed pitch there to be able to confuse Lewis there.
Dalma ready, fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Good breaking ball there from Dalma. And I know he's given up 5 runs, but he's been pretty solid out of the pen here for Minnesota.
Yeah, he's been starting to feel it, even though, like you said, he's given up runs. He's thrown good pitches, which is why they're making contact.
That's a wild pitch. It gets away. Up to second base goes Snyder.
What I was always told about pitching, when you throw well and they're making good contact, the pitches you're throwing are good. They're just, you're throwing exactly what you need to, and it's in a spot where the player is going to potentially hit it, especially a good batter, which is exactly why you have a strong defense behind you. Because once it's out of your hands, all you can do is sit back and watch it unless it's right to you.
3-2. Inside, and it's a walk. So back-to-back walks to start the 4th here for Guardians. And that'll bring up Faflick here, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk.
Jack Faflick.
First pitch. Cuts and misses at an off-speed pitch there. 0-1. Top of the order on deck. That's Perrine, who's 3 for 3, a double and 2 singles. We'll get to more on him in a moment. Meanwhile, the 0-1 comes in at Faflick. And it's a strike.
Perrine's playing quite a game. I mean, it's so difficult to gauge how a player's going to be because it's not like the regular bigs. You play 162. This is maybe a 4-game tournament. So you have to be on your A game from the get-go. But so far, he's showed nothing but dominance on the offensive side of the ball and stealing on the base paths. So he's one of those guys you got to look out for. It's same thing with the White Sox ace. They had a couple players who you could not get on. Even the Barry Bonds situation where you walk a guy bases loaded, there was a potential for that yesterday as well.
Yeah, Werfman.
He was a dog. He was really good.
This is hit right up the middle to Whaley, who will flip it, and the flip is not in time. And the bases are now loaded with no one out. It's an infield single. And just like that, Guardians RBI. I mean, they've already poured on a ton here, but can really just have cherry on top at this point here in game 1 for them.
Yeah, it might be keep riding the wave into the second game. I know it's a couple hour difference, and a couple hours can change a lot based on how you play and who you play, but you gotta keep riding this momentum the best you can.
That one skips away from Kimlinger. Guardians bench and coaching staff saying, nope, do not go.
Yeah, there's no reason to go on a play like that, even with a decent-sized backstop here at Curtis Granderson Stadium in Les Miller Field. When you're up this many, bases are juiced and no one's away, you don't even risk an out.
First pitch. That's cut and miss. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. Perrine, as we mentioned, 3 for 3. He scored twice. Yet to record an RBI, though, in this contest.
RBIs aren't everything. That's the thing, that some of these stats don't matter.
That's away. Here comes Snyder. 12-0.
Good jump there by Snyder. He had the mid on to definitely go slide. Just got right on that tag head first. Good on him for it, but sorry, it's 12-0 lead.
Still nobody out in this 4th inning.
That's how the first inning has started.
Weekly hit. That's a foul ball. Barely foul. That just rolled left of the bag.
Had some interesting backspin on that one. Seemed like it stayed fair and then immediately went foul there. Depending on where it lands and how lucky you are with the chalk, you might get it, but on that one, clearly not the case.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Kick and the pitch. That's a wild pitch. It gets away from Kimlinger. Make it a baker's dozen for Cleveland. Back-to-back wild pitches have allowed both Snyder and Lewis to come across safely. Up to third goes Faflick.
Well, they hit a baker's dozen on the runs, even though we kind of put the baker's dozen title on stolen bases.
This ball's lifted in a deep right field. Bradford going back. He turns and it's over his head and all the way to the wall. It'll be a 14-0 game as Perrine is flying around and will be content with an RBI triple.
There's the RBI you talked about, so we got that one checked off in the box. 4 for 4 in the first game for their tournament time. That's impressive.
He's now a double shy of a you-know-what.
Next up for the Guardians, number 12.
I'm a personal believer that the announcer jinx also applies to not just no-nos in perfect games, but also you-know-whats. First pitch to Figueroa's in the right field. Coming in is Bradford. He lets it drop. It'll be a 15-0 game as Perrine will come in to score with ease. The pitcher adds on an extra run. I can't really say insurance run because it's a 15-0 game. And he'll come in for the courtesy.
At this point, it's just seeing what you can do and kind of stamping the book, per se, and showing everyone what you got here.
Jack Burke now up. He's also 2 for 2 on the day with a walk, so he's looking to keep his streak going with the bat.
First, number 27, Daniel Roman.
Roman, the courtesy again. Down and away for a ball.
Yeah, I'm one of the people who I do like the courtesy runner.
You do? Okay.
Yes.
Explain this to me, please. Because, I mean, obviously I played, so I understand the courtesy runner.
So-
But I want to know why you like it.
At least for the pitcher aspect of the courtesy runner, I do like it.
In the air to left, playable for Kushna. That's the first out of the inning.
So the reason I do like it is because you never want to see your pitcher get hurt running the bases, sliding. I mean, the thing I think of is Mariano Rivera shagging fly balls in Kansas City, years ago, 20.
That's BP though. That's BP.
But, no, I know, but when you think of, hey, the pitcher is just supposed to, he's going to throw, do his hardest done, not run around. He was running and hurt himself, and I understand you can hurt yourself by walking, so I get it, kind of cancels out. But you never
Find me an example of a pitcher getting hurt on the base pass, please.
You never want to see.
I know you know.
the pitcher
I'm
get hurt.
not saying you can't find it. Obviously, I'm not saying I want to see it. Obviously,
Oh no, I get your point.
this is hit hard on the ground and through to the right side. Holding at second will be Roman. It'll be first and second. It's still only 1 away. See a nice single for Tome, and he gets yet another single. That's his 3rd hit of the day. Back to the courtesy runner conversation though.
It's more.
You don't like the pitchers running the base pass though? I mean, I miss the big puffy jackets when it was like 40 degrees.
Okay, see, that's big leagues. Yeah, this is.
Third baseman, number 28.
I get your point though.
Jimmy Rocca.
So there's a positive and negative to everything here, right?
Yeah.
You're using an extra bench guy, which is okay, but you never want to see somebody get injured. But it can happen to anyone, not even the pitcher. So I like it so the pitcher doesn't get hurt. But then again, these are all teenagers in some of the best shapes of their lives. They can move. They've all played multiple positions. Even though you said you were a PO, I'm pretty sure if they put you at
Well, I was a PO not by choice. They forced me into that role.
So
I was
what
an
did you-
outfielder before that.
Exactly. So you've had experience playing other positions. So it is doable. It's just I get the precautions side. Catcher, not so much.
And mainly because I couldn't hit. So they're just like, well, then just focus on pitching if you can't hit.
A, not a bad thing. I mean, you can see it here. You have Owens in right field for the Guardians, and he hasn't bat once because you have Snyder as the DH in his place. So it is doable.
Yeah. Rocco ahead in this account right now.
I mean, that would make guys like, if that was a rule the outfielders could be DH for, guys like Billy Hamilton would be incredible.
That's a 4-pitch walk. Terrence Gore.
Terrence Gore has 3 rings because he can steal bases well, and he's a king for that. He knows what he's good at, and he helps teams out. There's nothing to complain there. He's got rings. He's got a legacy to show. He's one of the few players who can say, hey, I barely hit. I don't even know if he has 1 career home run. I think he has 1 career home run.
I thought he had none.
Really?
I could be mistaken, though.
I may have to check that in between games and write it down. But
That one is a strike, by the way. Martinez grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. That one skips away, no advancement, so it's just a ball. Terrence Gore, 7 years played, 0 career home runs.
how many hits?
15.
Wow.
His most came in 2019 with the Royals when he had 14.
That was one of the years he won the ring. That was... what year was that?
2019. 2019. The Royals were not very good in 2019.
Oh, that was 19? I thought he played for the Royals.
He was with the
when they won
Royals
ring.
in 2015,
That's when.
Dodgers in 2020.
Yep. He has 3 rings, though, correct? Didn't he play for the Giants?
He did not play for the Giants. He's got 2 rings.
Really?
Yes.
I was under the
He was on that
impression
2014 Royals team that lost to the Giants.
That's what.
So he has a ring for winning a pennant as well. 'Cause every
That-
play, but it's not
doesn't
the.
count. Like, the only person that count for a ring like that is Bartolo Colon. Because he needs to win a ring.
1-2, swinging and a miss, strike 3, and that's out number 2. By the way, the Guardians have now bat around for the 2nd time today. As this will be Snyder once again. Can you guess what his career average was?
What, like $168?
You are incorrect.
Ooh, what is it?
224.
Wow. That's actually something you wouldn't expect. Because he was always that guy you'd have at the 9-hole, or as a pinch runner. If you're gonna play him to start, he's the 9-hole guy most likely.
And can you guess how many different teams he recorded at least 1 hit with? And if so, name me those teams.
I'm gonna guess 4. 4 teams.
You are incorrect.
Higher or lower?
Lower.
2.
You are correct in that. Can you guess which teams?
Royals, clearly,
Yep.
because you said he had 15. Dodgers, I know he didn't. I'm gonna stand by that. If I'm wrong, I'll take the L on that.
It is the Royals, and he has 1 hit with the Chicago Cubs.
Wow.
It came when he was a member of the 2018 team.
Hey. He's got better stats and more rings than you and I do. So it's kind of...
And he's got a card in MLB The Show.
He does have an MLB to show. He might be a bronze, or not even. He's a common, but he's got 99 speed. He's got 99 speed.
That's upstairs. 2 and 2. He might be a common, but hey.
It's true. The only time a guy like that would get a 99 card is maybe a throwback moment. A 14-hit season, a 15-hit season.
14-hit season in 2019. Here you go. Here's your card.
125 everything.
This is flared in a short left. Long run for Kushnat. Drops in for a base knock. Figueroa in to score to make it a 16-0 contest. Still 2 away, but still the bases are loaded for Lewis, who walked in and scored earlier in this inning. Surprisingly, even though they batted around again, they only have 5 runs this inning compared to the first when they batted around and had 6.
Give it time. The bases are still juiced.
We're in the top of the 4th, 16-0 game. Kevin Belater, Austin Kroom with you in our Windy City Sports Network crew. Day 2 of the 2022 MLB RBI Central Regional Tournament. That's down for a ball.
I know this had happened yesterday, and it doesn't relate as much to the game. Are we able to, like, technically, Curtis Granderson is a special broadcaster on this network?
I think he was more of like a guest. This is fouled off.
I mean, he's the reason we're at this beautiful stadium, is it not?
But if he contributed a lot of his own money, yeah, he contributed a lot of his own personal money into this facility. So yes, that's a good point.
So we appreciate UIC and Curtis Granderson, clearly.
Yes, and shout out Cubs Charities for hosting us as well.
Thank you, Cubs Charities, and baseball for existing.
Exactly. 3-1 now. $16-run game. Could become 20 with one swing of the bat. 3-1. That swing of the bat was a whiff there, and it's full count now. Runners will go on the 3-2. Dalma sets, delivers, swing and a miss, and the inning finally comes to a close. Guardians RBI send 11 men to the plate. They score 5 times and leave them loaded. For 3.5, it's 16-0. Cleveland leads it. Bottom 4. Guardians RBI lead at 16-0. The team in the red uniforms cruising right now. First pitch sent on the ground. A diving stop made by Martinez gets on up. What a fine play for out number 1.
Good piece of hitting there by Tyson Wynn, the pinch hitter, but wasn't able to get on. Just good contact there, but great piece of fielding there by Martinez the second.
Now batting for the Twins, center fielder, number 22, Caleb Carter. Correction. Now batting number 37, Amir Perez.
Amir Perez, the new batter. With 1 away. And that's a called third strike, and there's 2 away.
That was a quick one.
Yeah, just a little.
Now batting number 32 for the Twins, Thomas Bradford.
There's the grunt again. Bradford stumbles as Figueroa picks it and slings it and ends the inning. It's another 3-up, 3-down inning for Juan Figueroa on the mound.
For the Twins,
And that
no
is
runs,
going
no
to do it.
hits, no errors.
Final score,
Final score.
Guardians RBI 16, Twins RBI 0.
Twins RBI nothing.
That is going to do it for us here on the Windy City Sports Network. Good start, Austin, for Guardians RBI. A 16-burger in the first game that they play.
I mean, I don't know if you could ask for a better start to a game in any
Thanks for
tournament.
joining us today.
I mean, it could be playoffs, it
If you're
could be a
leaving,
regular
please
game.
drive safe.
16-0 is quite impressive, and I mean, I would expect the Guardians to do something similar in a game later, depending on how much energy and time they have in between. But this is definitely a team to look out for in the remainder of this tournament.
You are definitely right. That'll wrap us up. Austin and I will be back with you for Reds and Royals in a little bit. Stay tuned. We'll see you at 12:30. Cleveland Guardians RBI with a fantastic start. They went by a final of 16-0. For everyone at the Winning City Sports Network, for Austin Kroom, I've been Kevin Malater, saying so long for Curtis Granderson. Twins RBI falls to the Guardians RBI by a final of 16-0.